Welcome to the channel called Unapologetically Me. Got my monarchy, simple shines bright like a tiara. The butterfly means rebirth like a rising phoenix. Renewal in my veins, yeah, I'm the queen of this nature. Crime stories and conspiracies I dissect with precision. Celebrity tea serve hot with investigative vision. Barrel tales unfold in my evidence through dimension. No one digs deeper, that's my OG confession. I'm a baddie with brains, yeah, I'm shining so bright. Matriarch in the game, got the crown locked tight. Black tea, sector OG, no one does it like me. Doxing and investigating, I'm the queen of the scene. Step into my world where the truth gets revealed. Butterfly monarchy, we don't bow, we just build. From the ashes I rise, with the story to tell. Every case that I crack, got 'em under my spell. Evidence moving with the facts that I chase. Conspiracy theories laid out in your face. Gossip and crime serve with elegance too. No competition inside when I'm running the crew. I'm a baddie with things, yeah, I'm shining all bright. Matriarch in the game, got the long tight. Black tea, set to OG, no one got it like me. Doxing and investigating, I'm the queen of the scene.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, now y'all, what's going on? How you for doing today? I know I was supposed to do this live yesterday, but I got kidnapped. Oh yes, I got kidnapped, and that son of mine, who always comes in, is like, "Mama, get dressed, let's go." And I'm like, "All right, boy." I'm thinking we're going someplace close by, but no, they took me all the way to Florence. That was like an hour and a half drive there to eat. Yeah, they randomly will do that. So I couldn't do this live yesterday. I'm here doing it today. Hey, my muffin. Your churn stole me. Hey, Patchy Boo. They stole me yesterday. It was me, the churn, well, my churn and my grandkids, and their new Frenchie. They got a little Frenchie. And it is so adorable. It tries to get in the car seat with Livy. Livy ain't having it, though. She don't want nothing pressing on her. So she gets upset. Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to do a chill type of live. I didn't want to do anything with too much heaviness today. I just wanted to chill. And I decided to talk about some of these trends that should not be trends, okay? They're strange as fuck, okay? You got the bug chasing trend. And the bug chasing trend is not what you think it is. It is not out there trying to find bugs. No, it's not those kind of bugs. But we'll get into it. It is rather disgusting. We have the head extension trend that's going on in China, the ear extension trend out of China as well as like ghost skin. We're going to get into that. We have the bone smashing trend. Yes, bone smashing. The going to these cheap dentist trend and getting your teeth all knocked the fuck out afterwards. Oh yeah. And then last but not least, these extreme lashes. I can't stand them things. It looks like bugs are on your eyes. We're going to talk about all of these trends. Let me pull up the first one, and then I'm going to get to talking. And we're going to get to watching. Uno momento, por favor. Yes, like we all know that. Hold on. When it comes to the Chinese culture or any of the Asian cultures, it's better to have white skin. It's like a class system. You are richer if you the whiter you are, because that means you don't spend as much time outside tending to the fields. But we're gonna get into that. Let's start with the bug chasing. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna play it in the background. Then I'm gonna play it full out for you guys. Let me get to my notes. All right. What I'm about to show you guys today is the kind of stuff that makes you question the entire internet. We are officially in an era where people will risk their health, their face, their life for likes. And today we're talking about the trends that need to go immediately. Not next week, not next year, today. The shit needs to go. Okay? Let's start with something that sounds crazy because it is bug chasing. Now, depending on who you ask, this term has different meanings online. But the version circulating right now is tied into people intentionally exposing themselves to harmful situations for attention, shock value, or clout. And that is where we need to pause because when risk becomes entertainment, somebody always gets hurt. Now, let's take a look at this trend. And it's quite sick, to be honest. Like, why would you intentionally, hey Toya Boo, why would you intentionally infect yourself with STIs and calling it a baby? Let's look at this craziness.
I'm threatened into silence, but I told my family that once I move out, I'm gonna post all
And
of the
this
videos
one
again.
girl told on
Thank you
her
to everybody
daddy.
who's donated to my
Hold on.
GoFundMe. I
This one girl is talking about her father being a bug chaser. And
my dad purposefully got HIV.
how long have I been on mute? Did y'all hear what I had just said? Okay. This one girl right here was she told on her father and she got backlash from the family members and now they are silencing. What was the last part that you heard? Did you hear my explanation about bug chasing? Well, we're going to go ahead and get into the video, okay? Hold on. It says YouTube is currently experiencing some issues. So, yeah, I just got that memo. All right. Let's go.
Because he's a self-proclaimed bug chaser and he thinks that it's hot. And no, I'm not joking because he methodically was planning to do this for years. When we were children, he started to buy books about AIDS and the AIDS epidemic. He would read them and then he would come up to our family and my other siblings and tell us about how amazing it was to be able to take care of victims of the AIDS epidemic and how wouldn't it be such a good cause? How he just feels so bad for all of those victims and how they just want someone to take care of them. This was all methodic planning so my dad could help us become desensitized for when he developed HIV. About 2 years ago, my family received a call about how my dad was extremely sick. He had rashes on his body. He couldn't sleep, night sweats, all of these horrible things. He genuinely seemed like he was going to die. He goes to the hospital a couple of days later, and then we get a call. He had developed 3 STDs, one of them being HIV. Yes, I confronted him about getting it on purpose. He did not deny this, because why would he? He chose to abandon his family so he could then pursue this life of bug chasing and being with other bug chasers. Not only did he try to groom me to be his partner and his toy, but he also wanted us, his family, to take care of him when he purposefully self-destructed. And I'm not supposed to talk about this either, but I hate him.
Go ahead, Mr. K. I'm making a complete butt of myself. The most embarrassing thing you've ever seen? And now it's worse because I'm repeating everything you say into the microphone?
I am the girl with the bug chasing dad. I had to take down all of my videos because my family threatened me, and my family's no longer speaking to me. After I posted the videos, my family told me that I didn't even consider anyone else. And I'm like, I've never been considered my entire life. So yes, I am threatened into silence, but I told my family that once I move out, I'm gonna post all of the videos again. I don't care. Thank you to everybody who's donated to my GoFundMe. I've been crying for like 2 days. Genuinely, when I saw that people donated anything, I started sobbing at work. I'm probably gonna cry later on this, thanking everybody who has reached out and done anything. You do not know what it does to me inside. My life has just been slightly hellish because of my family now hating my guts. But outside of that, the support is like amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
So I just came across a video about a woman's dad who's a bug chaser. And those are people who intentionally chase and hunt down POS, which is positive for HIV in the kink community, POS people so they can get HIV and AIDS. Yes, it's a real thing. If you looked it up and you're unaware, I know all these things because I was a spicy worker for 9 months.
And yes, this is part of the kink community. And actually, Nosy Ho talked about this, I think, a few weeks ago as well. She brought this up, and this is a very sick trend. We already have hotspots. Like the Carolinas is a hotspot for STIs. In Houston right now is just, my God, y'all see the number in Houston. It's crazy. And people are intentionally infecting themselves.
Years. So a lot of the terminologies the average person does not know, I do know, and there's a kink for everything. And bug chasing, yes, there are people who actively seek out HIV and AIDS. There are people who have HIV and AIDS and they infect others intentionally for pay. Yeah. Any more questions, please let me know. Goodbye.
Bug chasing is a real thing that is awful. So bug chasing is a thing that happens in online crowds where people want to both contract and give STDs to as many unknowing people as possible. This is most often done with things like HIV, which they refer to as the gift, and several people in these online communities take on roles as the hunters and prey, with some people even trying to collect as many STDs as possible within their body. While a lot of it is consensual, or basically they want to have the disease put into them, several are serial killers in everything but name and just try to give it to as many people as possible.
I've heard rumours about this fetish where people try and intentionally catch HIV, the chasers, and other people stop taking the medication so they can pass on the virus, the gifters. I've crashed a few POS-only parties. At one, I had to pretend I was POS to get in, which itself was such a rush. Guess there was toxic POS involved for sure. This is a party for HIV-positive men.
Do you hear this? They have bug chasing parties. Oh yes, parties where they get together and infect one another.
A great sex night. Well, we all want to have that, but this seems like a real disconnect. Hosted by a guy, he also tweets things like, couldn't get paused. I want to grab people and go, do you realise what it's like to live with HIV? I get upset, it's devastated my life. 15 years of proper secrecy and shame. And I'm not upset because people are doing this or they're stuck in this world. I'm upset because I'm like, what's going on? Why do we feel so about ourselves that we want to do this to ourselves?
Would you believe me if I told you there are people whose life mission is to catch HIV and they even call it a gift? There are also people who want to catch every disease and STI known to man on purpose.
I wanted to have chlamydia my whole life. I'm so happy.
This group of people are called bug chasers. Bug chasers are a small group of people who seek to intentionally become infected with disease. The most well-documented cases are among gay men who specifically chase HIV. Once they achieve a positive HIV diagnosis, they will purposely not take any medication, fully aware that it will eventually unalive them. Their ultimate goal is usually to either get HIV or spread it to other people who are seeking it. I do need to stress this is a very small group, and this has nothing to do with being gay. For the overwhelming majority of gay men, HIV is literally their worst nightmare, and they would never want to catch or spread it to anyone. It just so happens that there is a community of them who do this. But this is a severe mental illness that can affect anybody. Lovely Peaches is a good example of this.
I just found out the most amazing news. So last week I went to go get tested at the clinic.
I didn't even realize this was Lovely Peaches. I had no idea. She is actually nasty like this for real. She is a just look up Lovely Peaches when this video is done, and you will see what I'm talking about.
And they just called me and told me I have 4 STDs, 1 being chlamydia. I wanted to have chlamydia my whole life. I'm so happy. Yes. Yeah. Cry just because we have AIDS. Please, you blame my bitch, please. Stop crying, fool. It ain't that serious.
Within this subculture, there are seekers, which are those chasing the gift, and gift givers. Those already infected with HIV participate in transmitting it.
Have you ever been scared about HIV or?
No, AIDS is just like a flu.
Without treatment, AIDS is guaranteed to kill you, whereas the chances of dying from flu are much less. You just take PrEP and then sort of engage in this as a fantasy. Why does it have to be real?
If you're going to do what you feel is right, then it should be real. So PrEP is not on the agenda.
So you've never taken PrEP?
Never.
No. Will you take medication if you become HIV positive?
I don't feel the need to. And I'll just be my normal self until I can't carry on.
If you do get HIV, you will, I'm going to be blunt here with you, you will die.
I'm prepared and ready.
Some
That's
HIV
crazy.
positive individuals or individuals who have a deadly disease or STI deliberately try to infect others without their knowledge, which is a criminal act known as stealthing. A few explanations have been reported for why some people engage in this behavior. It can be for the thrill, sexual excitement, or a sense of belonging to a community. And for others, it's rooted in self-harm. Some individuals even meet in secluded areas, like the woods, to engage in activity with the intent of transmitting a disease. These encounters are typically arranged online by those seeking to fulfill these dangerous desires.
Do you know if you've actually successfully gifted anyone has become positive?
I do.
What did that feel like?
The first time, it sort of almost felt like, I've given them the present they've been wanting for a long time.
Essentially what we're talking about here.
Do you hear? He's referring to AIDS, HIV as a present that he gave to someone. This is sick. A present.
He was giving someone an incurable illness. He has just confessed to me that consent is assumed when he's out cruising. So potentially he's out there with someone who doesn't know he's HIV positive.
It's important to remember these behaviors are extremely rare and reflect severe mental health issues. Hi, I'm Julie. I talk about the weirdest, most insane thing in the world and whatever I want. Follow me for more crazy videos like this and a little bit of me.
Have you ever had anyone be attracted to you just because you have the disease? Or is that all made up internet forum stuff?
I mean, definitely happens. There are people I know, they're called bug chasers, and they literally look for people who have HIV. I haven't experienced that at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I just find out on TikTok that it's a thing called bug chasing where people try to infect themselves with HIV or as many STDs as possible to spread it? Y'all be safe out here.
One thing that I've never understood were bug chasers in the gay community. Men that literally hook up with other men just to look forward to catching STDs. Bitch, be fucking for real. Some even go as far as to catching HIV just so that they can feel like they're pregnant by another man. Yeah, bitch, it's that serious. And the fact that you have some in the gay community out here having SCX, not on DoxyPrep or PrEP or using protection of some sort. Getting to a point where like I'm gonna take PrEP now, just even if I have a boyfriend. I'm gonna take PrEP even if I have a boyfriend because you can't trust none of these niggas. And some of these men also like to give it to other people. Like they actually like giving it to other people without them even fucking knowing. They literally think it's a present. They think it's a present. And the thing is like it's on Grindr if it's too bitch. Like people will put it in their little bio or
Oh my
even through
God.
fucking DMs. And the fact that some of y'all are
They put it in the bio on Grindr. I'm about to download Grindr and see y'all. I'ma look.
going out here having sex with strangers unprotected without DoxyPrep or PrEP or condom, girl, big mistake, mama. Big fucking mistake.
That, oh, hold on, is insane. Is this, okay, yeah. Hold on, guys. Do you guys see a poll in the chat? Let's get to the next trend. This one, like I said, I went down the rabbit hole of crazy trends one day, and I'm like, I'm coming and I'm gonna talk to y'all about this shit. We have seen many crazy trends come out of China, but I think this is one of the craziest. The foot binding thing, well, that's not a trend. That's part of culture. I think this is the weirdest one. So let's talk about this high skull or plastic head trend coming, out of China. Social media over there. People are literally altering the shape of their heads, trying to create this tiny face, extended cranial look, all for aesthetics. It's all for aesthetics. And I need y'all to understand something. Your skull is not a fashion accessory. We're talking about long-term damage, nerve issues, and yes, hair loss. But because it looks good in a filtered photo, people are risking it all. Let's take a look at this craziness. Yeah. This is insane. Also in this video, you're going to see the elf ear trend that is going on over there. Girl.
From Chinese beauty filters to the world of shadow clone makeup,
There he is.
how about we start modifying our heads as well? Yes, I'm serious. We're getting set back 1,000 years at this point. Now, Chinese beauty culture has always had a thing for baby faces. And this isn't new. You open Douyin or Xiaohongshu and it looks like everybody downloaded the same character preset. Big eyes, small face, completely no pores, and a nose that looks so small that it's like it's trying to hide
Elf
from you.
ears.
Men and women alike are all chasing that. Technically, I'm 24, but I look like I just got picked up from a kindergarten class aesthetic. Now, digital filters don't harm your physical body, right? It just messes up your entire view on beauty standards. But what if we crank that to the maximum threshold and start putting plastic in our heads to look, a bit more?
No, baby, not the forehead, the top of your head. They are extending the tops of their heads so their face will look skinnier in photos. This is insane.
Alien. Welcome to the Chinese influencer obsession with the so-called high skull beauty. If you've been doom scrolling on Douyin, you're gonna see many influencers bragging about their head wrapping face proportions like it's a Pokemon evolution. The concept,
and it's elf ears. You see her ears? They're doing this shit on purpose.
Is simple. If the distance between your hairline and the top of your skull is longer than the distance between your eyebrows and your hairline, congratulations, you've unlocked the ultimate proportional face. Just looking at it, it's a piece of art. Your head will be considered high, and once your head is high, your face will just magically look smaller. Ah yes, faces just exist only to be compared to other body parts. Disregard anything else. Of course, it's all about the angles, and this entire thing is basically an illusion just to trick you to think that you're chopped. They'll tell you it's a way to look younger, and it's completely normal and definitely safe. I mean, stretching your head like Play-Doh, of course it's safe. Now, it did start at the safer end, mainly with hair tutorials promising extra volume at the crown. Many influencers promoted headbands and foam pads, pretty much to just push your hair a bit more forward and higher. But let's be real for a second. The problem was never about having a flat skull or a big forehead. It all started because people were saying, if your head isn't high enough, then your face is big. And if your face is big, then you look old. And if you look old, you failed. Especially for influencers whose entire income depend on their appearance. Put the fries in the bag, little bro. And that's where the solutions came in. And by solutions,
Right,
I mean
Pat.
injecting filler into your scalp so that your head becomes inflated like a balloon. The most common method being pushed by influencers is injecting hyaluronic acid directly into your head. And hyaluronic acid isn't like some evil substance, okay? Like we use it.
Why would you, even if they're saying right now it's safe, we always hear about these drugs being safe until years later down the road and there's issues. Why would you inject anything into your skull, something that is so close to your brain? This is just idiocracy at its best.
I personally use it in skincare, and everybody else does too. It essentially hydrates your skin. And here's the thing that they don't tell you: this is temporary. And also, your scalp is massive, so you need way more filler than you think to really make a big difference. And way more is an understatement. Now, there's this viral case about a beauty influencer who really wanted a high skull, and they ended up, sit with me here, having around 50 syringes of hyaluronic acid injected into their scalp. At first, everything seemed fine, and that's how most of these stories start, by the way. A couple of months later, she posted a video where she removed her headband and revealed a massive bald patch. She was crying on camera, explaining how that she'd gone for a crown lift filler 2 months earlier after she started watching face-to-head proportion videos. And a month later, her hair started falling out in clumps.
2个多月之前吧，我刷到一个大白，他在讲头脸比例容貌的焦虑的趋势吧，我种草了，专门赶去上海用了高颅顶，就是在头顶的这颗位置。刚开始的时候没有太大感觉，只是觉得有一点红肿，然后痒，会起白屑。运动的时候都会觉得有种神经被拉着的感觉，容易头疼。我以为这是正常的恢复的过程，然后1个月之后我就开始掉头发了，慢慢的出现斑秃，并且一发不可收拾，到现在越来越严重。而未来3到6个月我可能都长这样。
Is it worth
我的职业因素可以说，生理上的折磨是一部分，但心理上的痛苦才是最煎熬的。
And the doctors believe that her hair follicles entered dormancy because the filler caused tension and restricted blood flow. In other words, your hair was basically fighting for life. She eventually got the fillers dissolved, and then the doctor said that because there wasn't any permanent scarring yet, her hair might regrow back. Might. Okay, but what if we remove the temporary part? Because apparently injecting like 50 syringes into your scalp is clearly not extreme enough. And this is where our beloved material, cement, enters the chat. Well, bone cement, okay, not like concrete. Now, bone cement is a real medical material used in actual reconstructive surgeries. You know, the kind performed by licensed surgeons for medical reasons. Not so your face can look 3% smaller on Douyin. But here, bone cement is being marketed as the ultimate high skull solution. Absolutely no maintenance, and it's a permanent fix. Now, I was going to explain exactly how this procedure works, but it is just so gruesome, so I'm just going to put it in simple terms. They essentially open a small part in your scalp, inject the bone cement, and mold it like Play-Doh so that it fits properly. And then it starts to quickly harden and solidify, which then becomes permanent. Congratulations, you have a helmet in your head now. And around mid-2025, a 29-year-old woman from Jiangsu paid around 180,000 yuan at a beauty salon to achieve this perfect high skull look. Not a hospital, a beauty salon. I mean, that's already insane. She said that she always hated how her forehead looked for a very, very long time. And eventually she found out what bone cement filling was. And she knew that was the answer. Because obviously when you don't like your forehead, the solution is to drill into your skull. So she goes through the exact same step-by-step procedure I explained earlier. But according to some reports, this beauty salon apparently used staple-like clips to, you know, close the gaps. Instead of like actual medical material.
骨水仪全过程第2弹，这都是放在脑子里的水泥。先来一个造型设计，半个小时做完了，现在出门去吃饭。赛小寒都啥都不。
The entire procedure took about 20 to 30 minutes. That's a very fast procedure, first of all. She left with a bunch of bandages wrapped around her head, smiling. I'd expect her to be like, you know, maybe a bit nervous or like, this is kind of scary, you know, they're like literally opening your head. But no, she said that she'd wish she'd done it sooner. And people were shocked. Netizens quickly pointed out how having...
I have to say, same Toya. I wish I could do it like her. We all know I struggle with makeup. I can't do it.
Bone cement filling into your like head is, you know, asking for permanent brain damage. Not only that, but the short-term effects can easily disrupt blood supply directly to your scalp, as well as baldness, of course. And people question how a beauty salon was even able to do such a procedure that is basically head surgery. And of course, a lot of people ask the most obvious question. What happens in about 20 years? Does it get removed? What if beauty...
Okay, let me ask y'all this real quick. Would y'all, hey Pam, what the hell? Would y'all go to a beauty salon to get procedures like this? Because I've heard the beauty salon for this and also the teeth video that we're going to be talking about. Why in the entire hell would you go to a beauty salon for a procedure? Ain't no fucking way.
Standards change. Am I just stuck with 2026 high skull aesthetics forever? And trends change fast, and I mean extremely fast. Today could be high skulls, tomorrow it's something else. Now, do you guys remember this girl? Yeah, have you ever noticed something odd about their ears? So there's this huge elf ear trend where influencers are pretty much showing off their ears that are protruding outwards unnaturally to make their faces look smaller. It's pretty much the same idea, just a different body part. One influencer that went viral for this procedure was Chin Xianen. She posted about her elf ears on Weibo, sharing the before and after photos, pretty much saying that the injections behind her ear made her face look smaller. We can see from the before photos, her ears were barely visible from the front when her hair was tied up. After the injections, her right ear pretty much just jutted outwards, like it was trying to run away from her face. Now, what's especially ironic is that protruding ears used to be something that people got bullied for, and now it's rebranded as an aesthetic. You just slap on this cute little fantasy name to it, and now everybody wants it. Some netizens with natural protruding ears even joked, "So my ears that I've had for over 20 years are finally fashionable?" And because there's always somebody who takes it too far, our male celebrity here, Xiao Chaye, literally implanted rib cartilages into their ears to achieve the look. So essentially at this point, we're just swapping body parts like Lego pieces.
能贴出10万的效果，但你做不出来。我身边很多人做了今年耳的夹膜器，挂回缩了，今年是10万的耳朵，横着贴，一半的耳朵跟一半的耳朵都有出来了。
And all these wild beauty procedures were marketed so hard by salons to the point where pretty much the trend outweighed all the risks. And that is exactly how aesthetic poids works. You're shown the reward.
Okay, let's go to the how they bleach their skin, and then we'll go into the eyelashes next. This guy has some pretty good content.
My dad purposefully got
I gotta share his video. All right. Oh, wrong one. There's no way I would do any of these things. It's just stupid as fuck.
Did you go outside today? Anyways, would you like to try my new skin whitening cream? I promise that you'll be glowing by the end of the day. Now, the trend of having white and pale skin in Asia has been around forever now. Either that be through skincare, makeup, or most beloved, Chinese filters. But there are many people in China right now going to these sketchy beauty clinics to get hooked up to these IV drips and these skin whitening injections to become paler from the inside out. You also can't forget about our whitening cream.
Do you hear that? They are injecting themselves with a chemical to make their skin white from the inside out. That's how desperate these people are to have white and pale skin. I want melanin, baby. There's no way in hell. These people are looking ghost-like.
That completely bleach your skin, which is completely safe and totally not full of poisonous mercury that can cause kidney failure. But here's the thing, the glowing white skin obsession didn't just appear randomly. I mean, they've been cooking this for centuries. I mean, back in the Heian era of China, being pale wasn't just about beauty. It was a literal flex. If you had pale skin, it meant you were rich and beautiful, and you probably weren't out there under the sun doing manual labor work. Most likely you were, sitting inside, sipping Molly tea of that era and enjoying your best life. So skin tone essentially became a social ranking system. Now fast forward to modern China, and guess what? It didn't change that much. If anything, it got a whole rebrand, and there's also a marketing team behind it now. A lot of Asian celebrities and the entire aesthetic still prefer a lighter skin tone because, a yellow undertone apparently looks dull. Paler skin looks younger, cleaner, and hides many imperfections like dark circles or freckles.
I was interested in doing an acid peel because I have lines in my forehead. But the way these people's faces just peel off, I don't know about that, baby.
Which, okay, I get wanting clear skin, but Since when did we decide that the solution was to look like a ghost? I mean, you've got actual celebrities like Lin Qiling who openly admitted that after she accidentally got tanned, she immediately went to get skin whitening injections. And then you've got external influence adding to the fire, like K-pop promoting glass skin and Chinese influencers looking like they haven't seen sunlight since 2003. I mean, people in China are going absolutely all out to avoid the sun. It's like avoiding the plague at this point. We're talking UV umbrellas, full body coverage, and the absolute masterpiece of human innovation, the Peekaboo Polo. It's like a hoodie that's like mixed with a dress shirt that covers your entire face. And then you get these tiny eye holes and a zip for your mouth. So you look like a ninja, but also like you're about to rob a bank. With amazing skin, of course. I mean, one seller even said, if multiple people wear this, during the day, you won't know which one is your wife. At night, she removes the hood and you'll recognize her. On Xiaohongshu and Weibo, people are calling themselves sun protection warriors. And I mean, we got a whole skill tree for this. The beginner level, just a cap and a disposable mask, light work. The intermediate level, now we're talking. Sunglasses, long sleeves, long pants, umbrella. Okay. You're committed. And the advanced level, a full face kini covering your neck, a long robe, and calf-length socks so your ankles don't get tanned. This blogger over here called it her armor when riding a motorcycle. Another netizen said, you look like an assassin. To me, it looks like the sun is her biggest op. This girl even got told that she looked like the wife of a Dubai prince, and someone replied, you haven't done enough. Your hands aren't even covered. Isn't going out like this a bit too much? I've been brainwashed by all the bloggers and can't tell if it's actually working or not. There are so many conflicting opinions online. But yeah, this level of dedication to avoiding the sun, they're built different. And once people got this invested, of course, they're going to take it even further. Which brings us to these sketchy underground clinics that offer these skin whitening injections. Yep, straight into your bloodstream to get rid of all your melanin. Sign me up. People go to these unofficial beauty clinics, sit down, and get hooked up to these IV drips, and the liquid slowly goes into their body over time. And after about a couple of weeks or so, your skin will be as bright as your future, which might not be so bright after taking that.
我宝贝又来打美白针了，这一次是第7次了哦，明显的白，现在比我的还白，还不白，还要多白。 这么白，宝贝真白。等你打完10次，你可能就是白里透红的那种了。
So yeah, it's not like a one-time thing. You need continuous daily drips for like 10 sessions.
When I see pale skin, I think of death, not beauty.
So you're basically committing to a skin whitening subscription where you have to go there every single day, sit down, and let these mysterious chemicals marinate inside of you. Won't putting so much on my face cause adverse reactions? Product quantity used by 3 customers. Oh, okay, so it's completely safe. What's the price? Can I do it myself at home? Private. So you can see that there's these really sketchy accounts that are obviously unofficial, and they're offering these private procedures behind closed doors to anybody who's commenting or interested. It's very obvious they don't want this in the public eye, and they're even showing proof of results, which can obviously be faked. I mean, this is just one of the many sketchy e-commerce businesses that happen all over Xiaohongshu. I mean, a couple of days ago, I was at one of those Chinese medicine shops, you know, like the ones where the ginseng is like stacked on top of each other across the shelves. Yeah, I mean, I was like scrolling through Douyin and like a bunch of different kinds of these procedures came out. And well, what do you know? My data completely turned off while I was in there. Maybe they just didn't want me to find something out that I shouldn't. And speaking of data, I've been using this eSIM app called Saily, and it fixes like all of those issues. You know, instead of like arriving at the airport and then getting a kind Chinese
Let's see.
First up, tranexamic acid is actually a blood clotting agent. It contains 3 ingredients: tranexamic acid, glutathione, and vitamin C. First up, tranexamic acid is actually a blood clotting agent, which also makes your skin a bit more paler, with the increased risk of skin cancer though. Reasonable trade-off. Next is glutathione, which actually helps detoxify the liver. So it might sound like the healthy one on paper, right? But thing is, you're not eating foods that just contain it and like slowly over time, you're dumping a whole bucket of it into your blood. And then there's vitamin C, oranges. Yum, everyone's favorite. The most safe ingredient, right? Except in high doses, it causes diarrhea and blood clotting. So it circles all the way back to tranexamic acid. So imagine all of these combined, injected into an IV drip directly inside of you, all for that glow up. And despite the name whitening injection, there's actually no such thing as this in China as like an official approved product. They're basically cooking up their own DIY potion here, which brings us to this disturbing case of an influencer called Little Angel. She said that she's been getting these whitening injections for 6 years. At first, everything seemed fine, like her skin was getting lighter and the results were actually working. So of course, like any normal person would, she just kept going with it for years. And the side effects gradually started kicking in. So what started happening was that the skin on her face actually started to harden and her nose began to start rotting and ulcerating. Also, the area under her eyes became like extremely swollen and dark. Like, this is absolutely horrifying. And she said she did not use any fake products, like everything was genuine. She followed the routine exactly as instructed, and doctors even told her at the beginning that your skin, yeah, you'll look whiter at first, but long-term use can cause ulcers. But I mean, she just ignored it. She said that she was going to the doctors every single week during this treatment phase, and she was doing daily IV drips over time, and that's how things got worse. And to try to fix the damage, she went through 2 rhinoplasty surgeries just to repair her nose. And even after 2 years of continuous treatment, still she had swelling under her cheeks and eyes. And this was a big wake-up call for her and most netizens. I mean, she begged people to learn from her mistakes and avoid these procedures, as I mean, they are unofficial, so they really can ruin your life. I mean, there was even another woman who fell into a coma just after 3 injections. Just 3 injections. And it's not just the injections themselves, because sometimes people mix and combine them with fillers, such as hyaluronic acid. Boy, did I miss you. But this is just one side of the industry that those brave people who are super desperate for having pale skin will go to. But for those of you at home and for people that, you know, aren't as brave.
No, thank you. I prefer melanation. I like my melanin. No, thank you on that, darling. There's no way in hell. Hold on, y'all.
Your body into an online trend that may just exist for.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Let me pull the next one up. Oh, then we'll introduce it. This was supposed to be last, but for some reason I got it in my notes as next. So I'm just going to follow what my notes say. Yes. All right. So next up, the extreme lashes. And listen, I love a lash moment. I love lashes to an extent. Y'all know I can't wear lashes but for maybe an hour or 2. And then they got to come off. But they're so pretty. They're so beautiful when they're done right, you know? Not overdone. Not like this shit right here. I don't like this. It looks like in Virginia, they got these bugs, right? I call them spider centipedes. So if you, I'm not the only one apparently. If you type in spider centipedes, you'll see what I'm saying. But I am terrified of these fucking bugs. And one day, we don't have them in South Carolina, but one day, I guess one of my lashes fell on the ground. They got in the crook of the door, and I thought it was one of them bugs. I started beating the fuck out the lashes. But anyway, back to this. I love a good lash, but these extreme lashes, it's just too much. They're so heavy. You can barely see. We're talking eye irritation, infections, lash loss. And for what? To look good in one picture if you get that? Because your eyes are so red and irritated? Child, there's just no way. I think it's ugly. I don't see the prettiness in all of this. But let's take a look at these lashes, shall we?
Mega lashes. Hit that that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee. So we've talked about these mega lashes on the channel before, but your girl had to spin the block because people are saying that it's getting better, but honestly, I think it's getting worse. You had this big thing back in 2024, where people were saying that the lash industry is dying because people aren't booking their appointments anymore. And I understand why.
The girls want to know why the lash industry is dying. So let's go ahead and put it into some numbers. Depending on where you are, a lash set can run from $150 to $200. And then you have to get it maintained every 2 weeks. That's another $100 to $150. Depending on what your set was, your initial set was, that's how much the field can cost. So if we're in Miami and my base set was $150 and then my field is $100, I'm already at $250 for the month. Now let's consider what bills I can pay with that $250. I can pay my light bill and my internet bill for $250. I can pay my car insurance for $250. I can pay my phone bill and put some gas in my car for $250. I can put groceries in my house with $250. You see all of the things that I can do that I need to do with $250? And then let's be honest, some of y'all skill sets do not match your prices.
They were charging an arm and a leg to get an eye infection and to look crazy. And people just stopped wanting to pay that. The taxes are high. The gas prices are high. Bills be billing. People started doing their own lashes, or they started going to non-licensed, sketchy individuals to do their lashes. This created another problem. We already had the professionals giving y'all eye infections, but now they're doing it at home. They've started DIYing their eye infections.
I'll tell you the real reason why the lash tech industry is dying, and they going back to their 9 to 5. And the icing on the cake is me learning how to do my lashes at home. So now that I know how to, I'm finna do them. I don't need you no more. There's no $150 fee I gotta pay. There ain't no deposit I gotta pay.
I honestly think I might be allergic to lash glue. Because I swear, anytime I use, and I know Patchy, I know I'm not supposed to be using that wand unless I'm doing, singles. I did singles one time and it came out perfect. I haven't been able to successfully do it since. But I think any lash glue, it just irritates the fuck out of me. Even when I would have them professionally done, I couldn't keep them on for too long. Even professionally done. Like maybe 2 days at most, and then they got to come off. And it started messing up my real lashes. So I had to chill with that. I can't do like a keeping it on for like a week or two. I can't do that. It's not working for me.
Hey, I just go in the bathroom and I do what length I want.
It looks a damn mess. I'm sorry. It looks a hot mess. And for all the people that got mad at me, you just criticize black women. We ain't only criticizing black women. If a white woman did it, then you guys would be celebrating. First of all, we got some white women on the screen right now, and they look crazy as hell. It doesn't matter who you are. You got these crazy baby bop.
And I can't see these kind of, even some of the lashes that I've had excessive blinking because of the eye irritation. She can't help this right now. Her eyes are tearing her ass apart, and she's just trying to look cute. That's why they blink so much, because it causes so much eye irritation.
Bimbo lashes on, these Patrick minks, as I call them. They look crazy on every skin color, on every skin tone, on every face shape, eye shape. Everybody
tell me what
with
it is,
ugly
man.
ass lashes on look a damn mess. You have a lot of women out here complaining.
Pam, now I said I only had cussed you out because you hurt my feelings. You see, I don't be cussing out my mods, but it's fine. I saw you, bring up the likes, so I thought maybe you would have wanted one. But let me know the name of that mascara, because I cannot stand lashes. I hate them. They're beautiful. I just have a hard time wearing them.
That the lash industry.
If I could wear them, I would have them on all the time.
is dying because people don't want to pay their outrageous fees to ruin their eyesight. And honestly, I don't feel bad for them. When there's a service that actually does something positive for people, then I support those
How
services.
red her
Doing
eyes
the
are.
lashes, I can see them being okay if you're doing them in moderation. If you're enhancing what you already have, I completely get it. And I think that that's perfectly fine. But everything is just so damn exaggerated. When you have a booming industry and everybody is flooding into that industry, understand a lot of those people are going to cut corners to save costs.
I personally feel like lately, and specifically the lash industry, I feel like it's kind of worth of it has been kind of declining. I'll give the analogy of if we just print out more money, obviously the value of money starts to go down. So that's why we don't just go crazy and print more money. Likewise, I feel like the lash industry has boomed so much that a lot of people are doing it, and no hate to people who do not have a license and are doing it. But since there are so many people doing it without a license, it just brings on more people.
I want to ask you this too. Like some of these nail salons do lashes. Like both of the nail salons near me, they do lashes as well. What do you think about them doing your lashes?
People to want to do lashes, and mind you, many of them do it because they think that they're going to make quick money, which if you know that's not always the case. I mean, you can make good money, but you know what I mean. But I feel like the luxury aspect of it has just completely just diminished.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this was once a service that was sought out for, and now you can find just anybody doing lashes.
They're in it for the money. They're not in it for the artistry. They're not in it because they want to make you look beautiful. Because let's be so for real here. If they wanted you to look beautiful, they wouldn't put those Patrick minks on your eyes in the first place. They would tell you to scale back. Okay, they would tell you to get something that matches the shape of your eye and doesn't blind you. So you're driving down the road and running into people because you can't see, or flying away because the lashes just pick up so much wind.
Look how red that baby eye is. Look how red her eyes. There's no way.
Underneath them that you can just fly off into the distance. People were getting into this industry because it was so profitable, because everyone was rushing to go get these Patrick minks plastered all over their eyeballs. That led to a lot of problems. You had nail techs using super glue, okay? Super glue. The glue that you shouldn't even be putting on your skin, period. They were putting it near their eyeballs, and people were getting infections. And because people were trying to save money, they would cut corners, they would do the least to get.
Yeah, I actually saw a case where a girl had to go to the hospital because the lady used super glue. I think it was the Gorilla super glue at that on their eyes.
The most, and of course that's going to have negative effects on your general health, especially the health of your eyeball. And furthermore, these broads have disgusting hygiene. Let's be so for real. These heifers can't even wash their own tail, let alone wash their damn face. So you have these broads going into these nail techs, and they had thick, crusty scales all over their eyes. And even some of them have little little critters. They have little critters living in their eyelash bed. Like, what are we talking about here? This problem, it's not just that these lashes look hideous. It's that they're disgusting as well. So when you put it all together, the booty particle nails, the lashes with mites, the fact that some of these broads aren't even washing their hair, and that's another video we're going to get into in the near future, these broads not washing their hair, let alone not washing the kitty cat. Okay, they got that Hello Kitty. It's not a good greeting. Kitty cats smell like that episode of SpongeBob. People will do.
And let me reiterate, yes, they get lash lice. You see how unclean this lady's eyes is? This is unacceptable. You should be cleaning your lashes. It should never have this kind of buildup in it. Never. This is disgusting.
Anything. Let me just specify. Women will do anything to make themselves absolutely disgusting. And I don't understand it. It's like we went from one society where we wanted to be desirable, we wanted to be clean, we wanted to look put together, to now we just want to be creatures, looking like we crawled from under some rock somewhere, just disgusting. And the fact that these broads are now doing these lashes at home, it's just going to get even worse. Because whereas you had somebody that I guess, got more practice because they were doing everybody else's lashes. Now you have these heifers in their own bathroom with the fluorescent lights trying to do their own lashes. And if people who were doing lashes consistently were messing it up, let's just say these DIY lashes are just going to be even worse than going to these so-called professionals, with the Canva certificate. It's just going to get even worse. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot of these broads go blinding themselves, putting all sorts of crap in their eyes, all for the sake of looking like Baby Bop. I personally don't understand the appeal of this look. Objectively, it just looks ridiculous. You can't even see your eyes.
I hate to be the one to say it, but lash blindness is getting out of hand. Like, I'm not saying people shouldn't do what they want with their face. Do what you want with your face. But the thing is, like, a lot of the times y'all be wearing lashes and they be way too big for your face. Way too much for your eye. And it's not even like in a trying to bring women down for doing what they want to do. It's more of like, when you wear overly large lashes, especially ones that's way too big for your eye, you literally take away from your beauty by covering your eye so much that you can barely even see your eye shape. You can barely even see your eye color. You know what I mean? You can't even appreciate your natural features because the only thing that you see is a big ass lash that's just sitting on top of your eye.
And not only that, it looks dangerous. How the hell are you seeing the road? So when you're out there and you're driving and that person cuts you off, they probably did not see you, because how are you supposed to see through them two brushes you got hanging over your eyeball?
Right, and the fact that you have to blink excessively, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss something.
It makes no sense. You should have your license revoked while you have those damn lashes on, because that is a hazard. I truly hope that this trend dies out. I really do. Not only is this going to cause a bunch of health issues that we don't even realize yet, because after putting those chemicals near your eyeball for so long, over time, that's going to seep into your bloodstream. Over time, that's going to seep into skin cells, all of that, your eye cells. And we don't know the long-term effects of doing all this. People are just signing themselves up to be guinea pigs, and then 50 years from now you're going to see, just like you see with the asbestos, if you've been personally victimized by Miss A lashes, call this number for the class action lawsuit. And it's ridiculous. I don't know why women are signing themselves up to.
That is nasty. Do you see all of that shit coming up off of her eyelid? That's unacceptable. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let me get to the dentist one. Because this lady right here, I'm not going to play Neek's video. Let me see how long is hers. 11 minutes. Should I play Neek's video or just play the news report on this one? Let me pull up the news report while I'm talking about it. And this is in the USA, baby. Okay. All right. This one right here makes me mad because people are trusting unlicensed providers to completely alter their teeth for a cheaper price. And what they're ending up with is pain, permanent damage, no professional willing to fix it. This is not a glow up. This is a life-altering mistake. How do you fix this? And like I said, you'll hear her say, no dentist wants to go behind this person. You have to check before getting these types of things done to your body, because her teeth are just completely ruined. Let's look at the news report before we get to bone smashing, baby. Lord have mercy. These trends.
Customer of an unlicensed provider wants her money back after she says she paid for veneers that left her with damage so severe no licensed dentist is willing to help her. Good evening and thanks for staying up with us.
Why does her jaw look split? The top jaw. Did y'all see that? Why does it look split up there like that? Does she have a cleft palate? I'm wondering.
I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. WRG's Caitlin Barker spoke with this patient who says she's been dealing with a nightmare.
It hurts so bad. It's terrible. It feels just like a toothache.
This is what Vache Bowen's teeth look like after she went to an unlicensed service provider offering high-end cosmetic dental services. Bowens told me she found Kane Jones on Facebook. She found Kane Jones on services. Bowens told me she found Kane Jones on provider offering high-end cosmetic.
Shit. Hold on. We could get there. Y'all look, right? Is my cursor over it? Can you see it? What? Don't it look like is this a cleft palate? You can't, she should know better than that. If you have like a cleft already, no, wait a minute. No, okay, this is the bottom. Child, this is just so crazy. Let's keep watching. I don't know.
High-end cosmetic dental services. Bowens told me she found Kane Jones on Facebook and thought he would be able to enhance her smile with veneers after having partials and gold teeth removed.
I also took the partials out of my mouth and sent him a picture of how my mouth looked without the partials. And he was like, oh yeah, I can cover them. And, even that teeth you got in the back, you ain't gonna notice none of that.
During her appointment, Bowen says she went against her better judgment when she allowed this provider to work on her smile in a salon studio suite. She says it wasn't until the veneers were done and she got home that she realized something was wrong.
I knew it was something when he didn't put my
It's
pictures
your
on
fault,
Facebook.
ma'am.
Bowen says the veneers were unaligned and extremely heavy. When she went back to the suite to have the mistake rectified, it was too late.
He took this drill.
And then had the nerve to put a diamond in one of them. You see this shit? Look at this ghetto nastiness. Just trifling. Oh, she got one over here too. You can barely see it because it's going off into, yeah. I don't, And I even saw one person was using acrylic and they were doing it out of nail shops and people were allowing them to do it.
He drilled my mouth. I guess he was trying to even it out, but the bridge was so hard, rock. He couldn't do it.
Bowens reached out to the Tennessee Department of Health to see if they could help, but they told her he's running an unlicensed business and impersonating a licensed practitioner, both of which are against the law and fall under the jurisdiction of law enforcement. I reached out to Kane Jones on Facebook for his side of the story. In response, he told me this client was a liar and blocked me. Jones never responded to my request for an interview.
I'm dealing with just pain and nobody able to work on my mouth because it's a, like I said, don't nobody want to go behind his work.
Do you regret doing this?
I do. I do, because I could walk around with my partial. I was fine. I just, like I said, everybody's, that's the style believers say, let me give me some to it. He doing them for $1,200, but I should have known something. $1,200.
No shit.
That was the trick.
This client says all she wanted was a beautiful smile, and now she's out of thousands of dollars and actively looking for a dentist to help repair her smile. I'm Caitlin Barker reporting for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
Yeah, not exactly what she was looking for.
That's her damn fault. Cause what? You're not about to do my teeth out of a goddamn salon? No. I'm glad I got good insurance. Ooh-wee. I'm so glad I got good insurance because ain't no fucking way. All right, hold on. The hell? All right, this last one is bone smashing. Yes. You heard that right. And then we're going to close. I just wanted to have a light live today. I didn't want nothing too heavy. And I think I'm going to do that more often. Like in between some heavy shit, have something light,
Well, it is the latest.
All right, let me say my piece. Now let's get into one of the most dangerous trends. bone smashing. And I'm not going to go into anything graphic, but this is where people are attempting to reshape their face structure by applying force. And let me be very clear, you can't safely DIY your bone structure. This is not skincare. This is not makeup. This is damage. Let's take a look at this. And sick. Like, what in the hell? God made you the way you are for a reason, baby. You don't change what he has created.
TikTok beauty trend encouraging young people to strike themselves in the face with a blunt object that then causes fractures to their face. But all of this in a hope to achieving a perfect jawline or a more physically attractive face. This is hard to even read.
Yes, it is. And I spoke with a plastic surgeon who says the trend is extremely dangerous. In fact, he advised I not share the objects used for this harmful practice in this report. And I would like to warn you, some of the images in this report may be hard to watch. This is the social media trend pushing the boundary of beauty to dangerous extremes. It's called bone smashing, and it involves young people using blunt objects to cause fractures in their face to achieve a chiseled look.
Are you not too fond of your face shape? That's completely fine. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret that most plastic surgery companies, they don't want to say that.
Plastic surgeon Dr. Benjamin Schultz says there is a false belief behind the increasingly controversial trend that when bones heal, they grow stronger.
When I heard about it, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've heard since the Tide Pods.
Bone smashers justify the practice by basing it on Wolff's Law, a 19th century German surgeon who said bones adapt to stress placed on them. But Dr. Schultz says bone smashing is not backed by science.
So we know from healing that any scar tissue, whether it's bone or skin or muscle, will actually only ever achieve 80% of the original strength, which is why if people have injuries, they will often re-injure the previous sites.
Instead, he...
Where Pam, a massage gun, no. Wasn't that a sledgehammer? You talk about what the boy had in his hand? Pam, I think that was a sledgehammer, baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
says the practice could lead to serious injury or irreversible damage.
After bone smashing, you can see my face when I realize how bloated I got. I've been experimenting on and off with bone smashing to see if I can improve my facial structure.
The wave of videos demonstrating how to do it and amassing more than 250 million views on TikTok.
This is before I bone smashed my chin. This is an after. Before and after.
The prospect of a teen or child buying into this trend troubling to some people we spoke to.
The young people today, they're just, I have no clue. I just don't know what's going on with them. I don't know who's raising them. That's crazy.
Others in disbelief.
Whatever works for you. Find Jesus.
And some horrified.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Like literally smashing their faces. Yeah. That is insane.
Dr. Schultz says the desire to achieve the perfect jawline through bone smashing will produce this condition.
There's a phenomenon where bones will actually grow outside of their sort of normal limit called an osteophyte, which is just a bony outgrowth. And that's what they're trying to get here. They want to get that bone to build up.
But it's the threat of permanent damage he says he finds the most troubling.
The face and the facial skeleton is covered with a lot of blood vessels. So if you get a bleed in a particular area, it could cause airway obstruction, suffocation, and blindness. If you hit particular arteries and veins in certain areas, nerve damage.
And he has this to say to the online community following this trend.
The answer is don't do it.
Don't do it. All right. Well, Dr. Schultz says smashing your face will not get you the aesthetic goal you have in mind. And if you want a great outcome, you have to go to a professional.
What did I just watch?
I know. It's hard to watch.
This is
hard
hard
to watch
to take
and
in.
hard to believe people are actually doing it.
These trends that kids are...
Craziest thing I've heard since the Tide Pods.
Bone smashers justify the practice by basing it
on
Wolff's Law, a 19th century German surgeon who said bones adapt to stress placed on them. But Dr. Schultz says bone smashing is not backed by science.
But it's only on one side. He don't fuck up his face trying to... Hey, Happy Boo. Just a mess. A mess, a shame, and a damn scandal, because ain't no way. Messing up what God created. You trying to tell God he wrong. Huh? And it's nothing. I don't have anything against cosmetic surgery. You know, one of my daughters wanted to get it, and I begged her not to. She didn't, thankfully. And hopefully, because of the BBL trend is going out, she won't get that BBL. Okay? Now, I'm not against cosmetic surgery. I'm not doing it. No, I'm good the way I am, you know? But I understand other people do things to look better, and I'm not here to judge. It's just dangerous. It's very dangerous. So is it worth it in the end? Now, when you look at all of these trends together, there's one thing they all have in common. The internet is rewarding extremes. The more shocking, the more painful, the more dangerous, the more attention it gets. So I'm going to say this, and I mean it. If a trend requires you to risk your health, your safety, or your future, it is not a trend. It is a warning sign. And some of y'all need to log the fuck off before it costs you something you can't get back. Okay? Right, and then now these BBLs are looking diaperish. They only look good in certain clothing. And even Cardi said when she's finished with her tour, she's taking 3 months off and she's having hers removed. Because she has a little tiny body, she really don't need all of that. You know? I want to lose weight so I can lose some of what I got. I got too much. It's hard to carry around all of this. There's a lot of weight back there. But thanks for hanging out with me. Tomorrow we're going to go back into the crime content. I have to make up my mind on if I'm going forward with the 8-month-old video. I might post a poll and y'all vote and let me know which story you want to hear. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And I will see you on the next live. Bye.
Truth, no need to see viral stories and crime stories so bleak, leaving you hooked for weeks, exposing liars and racists too. Crimes and scandals all exposed to you. My creativity paints the view, pull you in like the morning dew. My voice will ring through your soul tonight, forever echo in your mind's sight. Like and share if you feel the light. Subscribe and hit the bell so right. The minor key rings, it rules the game. Become a member, don't be late. Every story I claim the frame. Truth and fire is my name. Exposing liars and racists too. Crimes and scandals are exposed to you. My creativity paints the view. Pull you in like the morning dew. My voice will ring through your soul tonight, forever echo in your mind's sight. Like and share if you feel the light. So subscribe and hit the bell so